My job in the U.S. Air Force was working in bioenvironmental engineering. Part of my job in tracking the health hazards was to look at any time someone wanted to buy a chemical. It was ordered through a system, and in that system, I had to go in there and say, you know, the country we're in, we're not allowed to use this. We need to substitute it out with something a little less hazardous. I want to say around 2006, I started kind of opening my eyes to how the military wasn't really what I thought it was. And people approached me knowing what I did for a living and said, have you ever heard of chemtrails? Well, I hadn't. So I went online and I looked at chemtrails. I saw a lot of, debunking, a lot of sites that were just kind of calling it a conspiracy theory. And I thought, well, geez, this is what I do for a living. Preventive health, making sure that people are not getting sick. To summarize it, in an attempt to debunk this conspiracy theory as I thought it was, I didn't debunk it. It literally changed my life. One day I was going through that computer system, which if you want to look it up, it's called an Air Force Form 3952. It is the approval of hazardous materials. I was finding tons and tons of large quantities of aluminum, barium, strontium in the forms of oxides and sulfates. One of the legal requirements in approving these is looking at what used to be called the material safety data sheet. On that sheet, it's going to list the manufacturer. These electronic MSDSs did not have a manufacturer name, so I asked the question, what is this being used for? I never got an answer, so I didn't approve it. And then the heat came down. Why are you behind on your 3952s? And at that point, my demonization began. Because I thought, if this is real and they are spraying this, it's going to get to the ground. So I conducted air sampling, I conducted soil sampling, and I was getting high levels of these contaminants. When I started asking the question again under a new commander, I never in my life thought I would have somebody look me in the face and tell me, I am questioning you. Is there something wrong with you? You've been looking really depressed lately. I can put you under mental evaluation for up to 120 days. Who would take care of your daughter? As soon as I heard that, I knew. And I thought, I've spent 9 years of my life trying to protect human health, and here we are violating law after law after law. Instead of protecting the people, we are poisoning the people. And that geoengineering is occurring, it's been occurring, it is not new, and your tax dollars are funding this. I've had pilots come forward. I've had people come forward that actually load the canisters on the planes. These people don't come forward because they are afraid that they're going to end up like Snowden. So many people want to ask why. Why is this occurring? From weather modification to weather weaponry. There's numerous reasons under Agenda 21 and tons of theories. So I just want everyone to know and understand that of all things, of all the freedoms that we are losing, geoengineering is the #1 issue that we are facing, because you can have guns and money and you can have everything. If you don't have food and water and you are dying of respiratory or neurological illnesses, what does it matter?
The question again, and then you can pop in. You mentioned actively spreading AIDS.
There was a unit in from SIMA that one of the things was that we went into African countries.
And how was that done exactly?
Through inoculation.
Through vaccines?
Yeah, through vaccines. Pretending to inoculate people and that type of thing.
The idea being to kill black people?
Yeah, to eradicate black people. You must understand the concept was that AIDS was a killer. It was incurable at that point in time, so it was led to believe that if you infected people, it was the quick, non-militaristic approach to eliminate black people.
And that is something you know for a fact, that AIDS was actively being spread to other countries?
Yes, to African countries.
Before we continue with Alexander Jones, I should tell you about the case. The question.
You don't have back pain. You have trauma in your nervous system. Nervous system stores trauma. Every time you fall over, your body tenses up to brace for the impact. Every single tension and brace we have experienced through our lives is stored somewhere within our nervous system. If this tension is not released, it can manifest as a physical sensation such as back pain, joint aches, or even disease. This is because your body is an electrical energetic system. Before there are physical problems with your body, there are energetic problems in your field. If the energy is not flowing correctly, it will manifest in the body as a physical sensation. Matter is created by energy. energy comes first. This is why yoga is so important. Yoga stretches out the nervous system and releases any energetic problems, allowing energy and electricity to flow freely. The church calls yoga demonic because they don't want you to understand your etheric body. You are not just a physical being. You have many different dimensions. There's so much more that goes into this.